Thank you for joining us today for a discussion of Parshat Ekev, the notion that the land of Israel is given over to every single Jew. What do I mean? If you look in Parshat Ekev, it speaks a lot about the land of Israel. As throughout the book of Dvarim, we find tremendous discussion and focus on the land of Israel, which Moshe understands the Jews are about to enter. But here, the word Eretz appears a whole lot. If you look at the beginning of the Parsha, the word Eretz appears in connection with the benching, connection with the 7 species of which the land of Israel is blessed. Eretz, Eretz, Eretz. God is bringing you to an Eretz Tova, a good land. Eretz Nachlei Mayim, a land with rivers. Eretz Chitao Sarah, it's a land blessed with 7 species. Eretz Asher Lo Miskenu Tochal Balechem, there's plenty of bread there, nothing will lack. Eretz Asher Avaner Barzel, lots of mining can be done, minerals, in the land of Israel. Bless God for the land which He has given you. And then later on in the Parsha, Eretz Zavach Alav Udvash, Ki ha'aretz asher atav Hashem l'rishta, this land, ha'aretz asher atem ovrim sham l'rishta, this land which I'm giving you, Eretz Harim Uvkaot, it's a land of hills. Eretz Asher Hashem Elokecha Doresh Ota, it's a land where the eyes of God are always on it. Comes Rav Shimon ben Yochai, great mystic of the Talmud, the author of the Zohar, and he says in the Sifrei, in the Midrash right here, Yud Bet Aratzot Nitnu Keneged Yud Bet Shivtei Yisrael. 12 lands were given. There's no one land of Israel. There are 12 lands of Israel. And they're not the same. Each one is given to a different tribe. Lo shavu tam perot artso shalzel tam perot artso shalzeh. The fruit in one land are not the same as the fruit in the other. And this is true from a physiological, from a topographical, from a geographic point of view. When you go to the land of Israel, it's not one land. It's the desert of the Negev. It's the hills of Judea and the Hermon. It's the valleys. It's the water, the salty seas of the Dead Sea, the vibrant sea of the Kinneret. It's so many different lands, so many different aratzot in one place. But what Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai is saying is that there's a relationship between these lands and these people. When the people come, this land was made for us. It has 12 parts. And to each type of Jew, there is a part of the land of Israel. And I would argue by extension that for every Jew, there's a different piece of the land of Israel. After all, every Jew has Dalet Amot. Every Jew has 4 acres, 4 amot, 4 handbreadths in the land of Israel. Why? A place where a person can be buried, God forbid. Everyone's entitled to be buried. In that sense, everyone has a piece of the land of Israel. This notion that there's a piece of the land of Israel corresponding to every Jew in Israel relates to another concept. The concept that there are 600,000 letters in the Torah, and there are 600,000 Jews in the original Jews of Sinai, because there's a letter for every single Jew. The Zohar says that Kudsha Brichu, God, Ve'oraita, the Torah, and Yisrael and Israel, Chad. It's all one. We are one with the Torah. And by extension, what Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai is suggesting, not only that every Jew corresponds to the Torah and a letter in the Torah, that every Jew somehow has a letter in the Torah, every Jew has a chelek in the Torah, so too, every Jew has a chelek, a portion in the land of Israel. Not just every tribe. I'd like to suggest, by extension, every Jew has his or her piece of the land of Israel. That is, this land is my land. This piece of Israel is all about me. The Ari, the great mystic, Rabbi Isaac Luria said that when it comes to the channels for prayer, it's also true. That in fact there's Nusach Sfard, Sephardic Jews, Yemenite prayer book, all kinds of different prayer books. And each one of these represent the 12 different channels to God. There isn't one way. There are 12 channels to God. For every Jew, a different channel to get across to God. Just as when the sea split, the Midrash says there were 12 channels to to help us cross into the land of Israel, beyond the Dead Sea. Because for each Jew, there's a different channel to go to where we want to go. And there's another correspondence of the Torah and a Jew. We know that there are 613 mitzvot, divided by 365 negative commandments, 248 positive commandments. And the rabbis say that in our body, in the manner of counting, there are 365 sinews, and there are 248 limbs corresponding to the number of mitzvot. Every time I do a mitzvah, say the mystics, another part of me lights up and says, now I'm receiving my spiritual sustenance. My heart is a Jewish heart. It's a mitzvah heart, because that particular mitzvah that touched my heart is done. There's a part of me for every mitzvah that I do. The ultimate goal of a Jew is that after 120 years, they should be able to put a Torah on our coffin and to say, Kiyem zeh mashakasu bazeh, that this person fulfilled that which is in here. That a body of a Jewish person ultimately becomes like a Sefer Torah, even greater than a Torah, as it fulfills the Torah. The person and the Torah are really mirrors of each other. It just takes time and it takes effort to synchronize, to match up the Torah and the individual. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is telling us is that there are many different paths within the Torah. There's something there for everyone. Some prefer Baalei Mishnah, Baalei Mikra, those who like to study Gemara, Torah. There's something in it for everyone. There's a pasuk, there's a thought, there's an idea. There's a Chidushei Torah, there's some sort of new idea that only you can have and only I can have. And it's through our appreciation, our coming to appreciate our connection, our special piece in the land of Israel, our special piece in the Torah, our special mitzvah that's made just for me. That's what brings my life to its fullest fruition. The Rambam says that that when the Mishnah says that God wanted to give us a merit, so He gave us 613 mitzvahs, because there's got to be a mitzvah that's just for you. By giving us so many mitzvahs, there's got to be a mitzvah that's made just for you, tailor-made. We have tailor-made mitzvahs. We have tailor-made pieces of Israel. We have tailor-made channels to God through prayer. We have tailor-made letters in the Torah, made just for you and just for me. And that's what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai meant, that there's a piece of Israel for you and for me. Thanks for joining us today. Please join us again next week. I want to thank Jason Lefkowitz for making today's presentation possible. And feel free to email us at rabbijmf@gmail.com. Thank you.